All right, everybody, welcome. This is Wednesday evening. It's August 5th, 2015, and I appreciate you joining us tonight with a special guest, Dr. Corey Gold, for Week 1, the kickoff of a 5-week series of Youngevity business training. Week 1, we're going to cover tonight your business GPS to SEMD, Senior Executive Marketing Director, and Car Qualification. You know, we're just coming off of the month of July, and our team in particular enjoyed fantastic rank advancements. And there's lots of reasons for that, and there's rationale. There's also some strategery or some strategy involved in doing so. And I think you're going to learn tonight from one of the best. It's really something I didn't expect when our team, the Beyond Organic team, came over, joined the Youngevity family just a little more than a year ago, that this would be, for me personally, I've kicked around a long time. I've been in and around the direct sales industry for more than 30 years, and one of the most pleasant surprises for me personally, in addition to all the wonderful attributes of our new home, our new extended family, our corporate team, the extended cross-line family of leaders in the business, one of the most exciting benefits to me personally was that I found not only a person that I can respect, but somebody I can call a friend and really a mentor. So it is really a pleasure tonight to introduce Dr. Corey Gold, who is a veteran of this industry, very, very successful. And Corey, there may be individuals, in fact, I know there are individuals on tonight's call that are relatively new, and they, believe it or not, may not know a whole lot about you. So let's kick off tonight. Tell us a little bit about your story, how you ended up here at Youngevity and what it's meant to you, and then we'll kick off and we'll get into the meat and potatoes of tonight's meeting. Sound good?
That sounds fantastic. Well, welcome. I'm glad we're here. And this is the first of what Mike says, 5 trainings. However, these 5 trainings should keep repeating themselves over and over again because new people will be coming into the business every single week, and they need to be trained. Because people come to Youngevity, they're super excited, they want to change their lives and create a better pathway for their family in the future, and they don't know what to do. And it's our obligation as their enrollees and their upline and their sponsors to help them with that process and teach them what to do and help them become professional network marketers. Mike asked a little bit about my background. I started as a general dentist, and which is much better than being a captain or a corporal dentist. I was a general dentist. And was successful at it from a monetary point of view, did nice work for my patients, but really didn't love what I was doing as a profession, didn't find it fulfilling, found it relatively boring, found it relatively monotonous, found it relatively day after day, Groundhog's Day, and wasn't enjoying what I was doing. In addition to that, we moved into the suburbs to raise our children, and yet my office was in the city, so I was spending large amounts of time traveling to and fro and not with my family. And at some point, I started realizing this wasn't going to be a really good scenario for me to be the kind of parent and husband that I wanted for my family, and I wasn't going to be happy doing what I was doing. And like most people at that point, when we come into a life, we realize that the path we picked for our finances isn't what we thought it was going to be in the brochure. I became a little depressed. I became a little angry, became a little frustrated, and that didn't make anything any better. Because you wake up and you say, well, what else could I do? I've been trained how to be this, a dentist. I've been trained how to be that. You name it. You put your profession in there. I don't know anything else. And I can't quit what I'm doing to start something else because I've got to pay the bills and take care of the cars, and I've got to make sure that the money's there for a mortgage, and I've got to make sure that everybody's taken care of. So I'm kind of stuck in a wheel spinning, and I don't like the wheel I'm in. And somebody introduced me to network marketing, and like most people, I rejected it out of hand, thinking it was something that it wasn't. And good people like me and professional people like me didn't do network marketing. And I was introduced to network marketing again and walked away into a meeting and saw all these happy, successful, enjoying people, and I hated them all because they were so happy and moving forward in their lives and passionate, and I wasn't. And it wasn't their fault, it was me. It took me a little while to get used to the concept of network marketing, and when I did, I go, wow, if I could find a product line that I believed in with my heart, help people, and I believe the company had the right intentions by people, and they pay me well for doing this work, Why wouldn't I tell everybody on the planet about it if it would get me out of my challenges and allow me to move forward in a positive direction? And when somebody would tell me, well, it's $500 to start, I'm going like, that's like the cheapest business decision in my entire life. And not only that, they sent me $600 in products. So I'm going to myself, this is crazy, because I went through 8 years of college, spent like $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 on business equipment and buying, businesses. And, here I am offered a $500 business, and if it doesn't work out, I just got healthy for a month. So I jumped right in and found myself loving network marketing, not just because it paid me so well over time, but because the people I met and because of all the things that it let me do and the associations and the good feelings I have. So bottom line, if you're brand new into this, it's really fantastic. And it's allowed me to have the life I never even expected to have financially, working with great people. Not only that, but we make a difference in people's lives. So I really am glad that this was a decision that I was courageous enough to make, and you're courageous enough to make. But now that you've made that decision and you want to become a professional network marketer, most people get into network marketing and they don't have success, but it's not because they're not smart. It's not because they don't want to. It's because they don't know how to. It's all of a sudden somebody says, hey, Corey, would you like to be, a lawyer? I'm going, well, that sounds really great, but I don't know how to be a lawyer, right? Well, we have a law school. We can show you how to do that. We can teach it to you. Well, that takes 3 or 4 years. Yeah, you can do that. We have to teach people how to become professional network marketers so that they can, with confidence, go build a business. And they have to have a few tools in their toolbox. And one of the biggest tools they have in their toolbox is us, the people in the business before them who are their enrollers. Because at the beginning, they don't know how to do the business, but maybe we can teach them how to invite people to be in front of us, to come to our meetings, to watch our videos, to go on our conference calls, and to see the product in the business put forward to them in a way that maybe it will strike in the right way to their friends. So instead of saying, congratulations, welcome to Youngevity, figure it out on your own, and just go, see if you can't make it work for you, maybe we teach them a few things that they can then use to become successful. So there's some universal truths in network marketing that we're going to discuss that are the basics of the business. Now, one of the great things about Mike and Kate, and I can name a lot of other people on this call. Once you start, you get into a bad situation because you'll miss somebody. But the whole Beyond Organic team here in Youngevity is that this is a group that is committed to success. I look at all the people who ranked advanced last month in the month of July. This is a group committed to success. And one of the most important things that we can do is create a culture. You're going to hear me mention this every single week for the next 5 weeks, the culture that we have. Because people will act the way the culture acts. So if we have a certain code of conduct and a certain way of doing business and a certain, expectation, so will the group that comes with you. They will follow you. We ask, why is it so important? Why do you care, who your kids play with? Because it affects who they become, right? It never changes. So the culture that we create of how we work, why we work. One of the great things I love with Michael, we talked about mission before commission. Well, I'm not necessarily mission before commission. I'm about mission and commission. They don't have to be separate. We have a mission that comes with a commission. How about that? Now, one of the things I'm going to tell you right away is that I never joined network marketing to sell nutrition products. I've sold hundreds of millions of them, but that's not why I joined network marketing. I never joined network marketing to market minerals or omega oils or skin creams or essential oils, but I've sold hundreds of millions of them. When I came to network marketing, I was looking to change my life. I wanted to have this become my business. I want to become financially successful through it. I wanted to have independence. I wanted to have the ability to work when I wanted and not when I wanted. I had this goal that this would be my business. So one of the things that we have to know about the new people joining our business is, why are they here, right? It's pretty hard to help somebody become successful in network marketing if we don't know what they want out of it. Now, Mike, when I was talking earlier, he told me he heard the conference call I did last night where we were talking about the 3 different reasons people join network marketing. I'm not going to go through that tonight, but we'll go through it at some point during the series. But people come to network marketing for different reasons. And you have to understand what they are so you can help that person achieve their goal. One of the questions I will ask every single new person, I asked it last night in my training last night in San Diego, and I'm going to ask it of you right now. And, of course, you're not going to have to answer me, and you're going to answer yourself in your head, maybe on a piece of paper. And you should ask this of every new person that you bring into the company during their 24 or 48-hour, business training they do with them, which is, listen, if we work for a year together, 1 year from today, in the month of August 2016, what will you be making 2016 August to have this been a good year for you in business? What will 2016 look for you? If we start right now and we work toward becoming a professional network marketer and we work at it hard and we train and we work as a team and we become part of this culture, what would be a great August 2016 for you? What would that look like financially? Because some people have really thought about it. Well, I just want to make more money. What does that mean? Is that $1,000 a month? That's more. Is it $10,000 a month? That's more. They really have to think and actually answer that question. Because once we know the answer to that question, we can kind of set the metric for what needs to be done. So the second question I ask them is this. Okay, great. You have that number. We'll be sharing it. Hope that number excites you. What amount of time per week will you devote each and every week for the next 52 weeks to make that manifest that 1 year from now, that's the month you have? You see, right away, we want to start setting expectations of where we are going. Why are we doing this work? And how much time are we going to put into making this happen? Because if a person commits for a year to working 10, 12, 15 hours a week at Youngevity, and they're working with you as their upline, and they're working with the team, and the team's teaching them the right things to do, and we have the right attitude and the right enthusiasm and the right culture, good things are going to happen. When bad things happen is when the person doesn't know why they're in it, doesn't know what their expectations are, doesn't know how many hours it would take to reach it or what their even commitment is, and they're left on their own. We wonder why they quit. Yeah, I just sold them a CEO pack, and like a month later, they don't take my phone call. Why? They didn't know why. There wasn't any connection. They don't know why they're really here. They don't understand what the products are. They don't understand how they advance. They don't understand anything about it. We brought them in, and we kind of didn't do a good job by them. So let's start doing a better job by our people. And if you're on this phone call new, that's fantastic, because now you can start off the right way. So in your mind, I want you to have a number. And it's not a number that will make me happy. It's a number that's going to make you happy. 1 year from now, August 2016, what are you going to be making that month for this to have been a good year for you as a Youngevity business owner? And the second question, what amount of time are you going to commit to yourself, not to Corey Gold, not to Mike Battistelli, not to all the other people, to you, to make that manifest for yourself? You need to know those things. And, of course, you're going to share them with the people who are working with you so they can be on board with that. Now, some of you might be going, that kind of sounds kind of Wall Street-ish. It sounds kind of big money. It sounds kind of like, I'm comfortable talking about money. Well, sorry, money is more than just that. Because I asked this question last night in San Diego. I said, well, let's talk about what more money means in your life. What would having more financial abundance in your life mean to you? People stood up and they said it would mean I could take care of my obligations. I'm in debt. That's a good reason. Somebody else said I could be more generous. I always hear that answer. I could give more charity. People would love to do more things in their community, but they can't. People would like to start initiatives and help their churches and help their schools and help their PTAs and help their little leagues, but they can't. They don't have the time. They don't have the money, and they feel bad about both. People say, I'd like to own my own home. or I'd like to help my children go to college without debt, or I'd like to buy my spouse a better car because the car she has right now isn't so good and she's driving out there and I feel bad that it's always at risk that she might, have a problem. Or, hey, I want to sleep at night because I don't sleep wondering about how I'll ever retire. And God forbid my kid ever asked me for help. I couldn't help them. So we're talking about having choices in your life, having financial freedom, having the ability to help relatives, having the ability to help charities, having the ability to have financial wherewithal to get out of debt, help your kids through college. So we're talking about a number. This number means something to your family. It should mean something to you. I tell my daughter all the time, she's 19, I said, all our decisions have life decisions in them. All our decisions, even the small ones right now. Do I run to the beach or do I study for my entrance exams for law? Do I, run off and play a lot of video games, or do I make sure I do some community service work? Everything shapes you. Everything creates who you are. And now we have a chance to shake the box up and reset things a little bit. So I want you to know that information first. So one of the first things that we do with people is have something called a 24, 48-hour session with them. And we ask those questions of them. And one of the things that we always try to do is set an expectation for that person to become what we call a senior executive marketing director. I know it's a long title, SEMD. You'll hear us using that acronym a lot. A senior executive marketing director. And we want them to become a senior executive marketing director as quickly as possible. Maybe even the first month. Right away, as soon as they can. Now, I'm going to debunk a couple of myths that you'll hear that are just plain wrong. And they're told to people because we kind of want you to feel okay about yourself, even if you're failing. It's like when you're in third grade and everybody gets a medal in soccer, even though your team never won a game and no one scored a goal. Here's your medal. It's like, no, that works in third grade. It doesn't work in the big boy world. In reality is network marketing loves speed. It rewards speed. And people are attracted to it. Because people want to know, can you help me? Is your group successful? Are you doing well? And if you're not doing well and you're not successful and you're not advancing, why should they join you and your business? Think about it. If you were joining a group that was going nowhere and doing not much, even though the products were good, you'd be going like, well, I'll buy your products, but I don't think I want to join your business because it doesn't seem like it's doing anything. But if you are succeeding and you are achieving rank and you are being coded, we'll talk about it in a minute, and you are doing it quickly, people are going, oh, my God, she's blowing and going. She joined this business. She became a CEO. She became a senior executive marketing director. She got car qualified, from the famous way, when Harry met Sally. I want what she's doing, right? We create our own story. Because I will tell you that people are going to say, tell me what you are doing because I want what you are having. So you have more authority with them in a positive way to shape their success because you're successful. If Oprah Winfrey came up to you and said, let me give you some business advice, you would probably listen because she's a successful business person. If a non-successful business person came up to you and said, let me give you some business, you're like, I don't want to talk to you. If this is an example of what you do, I don't want your advice. So we are becoming what we want other people to follow. So people are going to say, tell me how you joined. How about a CEO pack? Tell me what you did. I made a game plan. Tell me what you did. I made my list. Tell me what you did. I held my home meetings. Tell me what you did. I became a senior executive marketing director my first 30, 60 days in the business. Tell me what you did. And if it sounds interesting or good or sounds like something I'd want, that's what I'm going to follow. So we're setting a tone. We're creating a culture. We're creating a culture where success is what we want to achieve. Sure, we love products. And by the way, the more successful we are, the more products that people will be taking. The more successful we are, the more Youngevity products people will be taking. It doesn't have you don't have an option. I'd like to make a lot of commission, but I don't want to sell any product. It doesn't work that way. For you to become successful, lots and lots and lots of people are going to be taking Youngevity products that you believe in. So if you came in for the product mission, fantastic, because when we're going to teach you how to make a lot of money, more people are going to be buying Youngevity products from you than ever before. So it's a good thing. So I want you to get comfortable with making money, because the only way we make money is by sharing these products with other people. So if you're here for the products and you really believe in them, then you need to become really rich. Because if you're not really rich, you're not sharing a lot of products with people. And if you're sharing a lot of products with people, you'll become really rich. They aren't separable. They're together. And I have to tell people this over and over again, because some people somehow have got the notion in their mind that people who make a lot of money are bad people. I will tell you, I've met a very lot of people who are broke who are not nice. And I've met people who have a lot of money who are nice. I used to work for a billionaire, and I asked him about what it's like to be a billionaire. And he says being a billionaire is like putting a magnifier on somebody. Somebody who's really yucky and evil will be just bigger, yucky, and evil because that's who they really are, and they can get away with it when they have a lot of money. And somebody who's really wonderful and nice can be more wonderful and nice because they have all the resources to bless people that they always wanted to before they had these resources. So if you're really nice right now, you'll still be really nice when you have a lot of money. You'll just be able to have more ability to help and affect more people in a positive way. So don't worry about making money affecting you in a negative way. It's not how it works. You are who you are. So when the new person joins the business, they don't know what they are supposed to do. What is this SEMD thing? So one of the things that we need to teach them right away is, what does an SEMD look like? What does it do? Well, for me, everybody who joins our team becomes a CEO. CEO is a person who buys a $4.99 CEO Mega Pack. There's like a dozen or more that you can choose from. And they get over $500 worth of products. They've made a commitment to their business. They have products to use for themselves, for their spouse, for their children, for sampling. They get to experience the best things that we have in our company and have a firsthand experience that they can talk about with the people they're going to be sharing the business with. And after they've bought that CEO Mega Pack, from that point forward, they simply will be buying the Youngevity products that they want to on a monthly basis. So they buy a CEO Mega Pack. Now, in the culture that we have here in California, we feel like that is the way to go. That we don't even offer people to join just for $25. You can join for $25 and have a very diminished business opportunity. How does that sound? Like, why would you offer me a diminished business opportunity? I would like to earn coding bonuses. I would like to earn a car bonus. I would like to earn stock bonuses. I would like to start my business the right way. Because if I don't become a CEO, I'm not buying into a system, for one. And why should anybody buy into the system that I didn't buy into? And how can I tell people what it's like to be a CEO and say, well, why did you choose not to be a CEO? Well, I wasn't really sure when I joined. I'm kind of testing it out. I don't want to join a business with somebody who's testing it out. If you want me to join your business, you would better be committed. So what do the committed people at Youngevity look like? They're CEOs. So I'm not doing anybody a favor by asking them to join me if I haven't made the commitment that all the other leaders at Youngevity have. And I'm not talking about $50,000. I'm talking about $499 that if you don't like, you can return and get your money back and get you over $600 in products or something like that. So that's what we do. We ask everybody who comes into our business to become a CEO and buy the $499 with the products, have those fantastic products in their life, and start getting a personal relationship with the products. You can't be, I can tell you this, you watch every jacketed distributor walk across stage in Charlotte coming up, there won't be one of them who's not a CEO. So why would I suggest to you that you join a way that no one's succeeding at? Am I really being helpful for you? Am I really being any type of a good leader or mentor? Well, just figure it out for yourself. You can join this way or that way. It doesn't make a difference. It does make a difference. There's something called posture. We're going to talk about that a little bit over the next couple of weeks. Posture means how we hold ourselves and how we act in our business. We don't beg people to join the business. We don't plead for people to join the business. A good business doesn't require that. We share the information in a positive, exciting way, and we ask people if they want to be involved. And the ones who want to be involved, we want to work with, and the ones who don't, we thank them for listening, and we move on to the next one. But if somebody wants to be involved and they want my time and energy and they want me to put a commitment into them, I need to know they're committed to the business as well. So we ask them to become a CEO. And I got to tell you, everyone does. Because the expectation is everyone will. It's the culture that we've created. We have, you'll see on Facebook, they go, we had a meeting. 111 people became CEOs one night. Why? What happened? Because we had a great presentation. Everybody's excited. Everybody became CEOs because that's what we all do. Now, not everybody joined, but the ones who did became CEOs. So we have a discussion with everybody when they first joined. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to make sure we become a CEO. We're going to make sure you're on auto ship. And we're going to make sure that you understand the building structure it takes to become a senior executive marketing director. Because you can't become something if you don't know what it looks like. So we explained to them that they have to have 3 people on their front line with a minimum of 150 points, and that each of those people have to have 3 distributors underneath them with a minimum of 50 points. And the whole group, you, your first level, your second level, and your third level combined must have at least 5,400 points. Now, you just bought a CEO Mega Pack. That's 500 points. So now our goal is, in the month of August, to get your group to 4,900 more points as fast as we can, because we already have 500 from you, because you count your points towards your group. So what if we were able to go get 3 people who became CEOs? We now have $2,000 in volume. We're like 40% of the way there. So our goal is to have 3 people and help them get 3 all within a 30-day span. And if not, within a 60-day span. Why not? I guarantee you there are people on this call right now who've done that. And I know people have done it in a week. And don't feel bad if you haven't done it in a week. I mean, it's not a good or a bad situation. I'm just letting you know it happens all the time. Because when you get excited about something, the people that are around you can figure it out. I have 2 teenage daughters. One's 19, one's 21. And when they're like a boy, I can tell you right away. Why? Because they walk around different, right? They act different. They're talking different. You know, the world smells different, right? Because they got a boyfriend. When their boyfriend and them break up, I can tell right away. Why? The world's horrible. Everybody, I hate everything. Why? That's how they hold themselves. If you're excited about where you're going in your business, people will know. Because you're going to be excited about your potential. You're going to be excited about your future. You're going to be buzzing at a different harmony. And people are going to want to know why. And you're going to tell them what's going on in your life. Okay. So part of when you join our business is creating your own story. What did you do? I became a CEO. I went into AutoShip. I became an SEMD as quickly as I could. And hopefully we'll get you car qualified right away. To be car qualified, which means you get a $300 extra check every single month, you have to have 12 people that you've enrolled who are buying at least 100 points in products each month. Only 12. So when you're talking about 12 people buying $100, you're creating that. I created $1,200 in sales, and the company to give me an extra $300 back on that $1,200, and I'm going to get regular commissions on it as well. So I want you to get a $300 card check right away. Oh, and by the way, you can't get a card check unless you're a CEO. You see how it all ties into each other like a glove. Now, when you're doing your 48-hour story with somebody or your 48-hour presentation with somebody or your plan, you're going to want to sit down with somebody and make a game plan. Maybe with your upline, maybe with their upline as well. So you might sit down with Mike and say, Mike, I want to make a 24-hour plan, or Mike should sit down with you and do that. And we're going to go through what you want to make and how much time you're willing to work toward making something called a contact list. Because we're going to have to contact people. Now, I'm going to tell you something, and it's true, and you know it's true, but most people don't want to really embrace it. Commissions are generated through sales. They're not generated through good intentions. They're not created by knowledge. They're not created by your love of the product or your love of Dr. Wallach or Steve Wallach or Michelle Wallach. None of those things generate a commission check. What generates a commission check is you sharing our products and business with people and asking those people to take a look at it, and those people deciding they want to try our products as a customer or a distributor, and then hopefully getting those people to repeat what you just did with them with other people. Because when people say to me, Corey, I want to make $10,000 a month in a year, I'm like, fantastic. How much time are you willing to give? I'm willing to give 15 hours of hard work every single week toward this for 52 consecutive weeks. Fantastic. What's the first thing I got to do? We got to start sharing. We got to start inviting people to look at this business opportunity. Because if you can get 2, 3, 4 people who want to make $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month in sales or in commissions, you'll make $10,000. So it's not about you selling so much product that they give you a $10,000 commission check. It's about you finding people like you who also want to make a difference in their family's life and want to do it through this vehicle called Youngevity. So if you were to call Mike or call me and say, Corey, I want you to take a look at something, and then I want you to do a three-way with Mike Battistelli, I'm going, that sounds really interesting. I am looking to make some extra money, and I love health and nutrition. That sounds right up my alley. Well, what do you want to earn? I'd like to earn $5,000 a month. Wow, if I can help you earn $5,000, I'm a long way on my way to want to make 10. So it's not all about me trying to push my way to $10,000 in sales. It's about me trying to get 4 or 5 other really good people to work with me who also want to earn some income for their family. Now, one of the things that we have to get past is when we ask people to become CEOs, to buy the $4.99 kit, they're not buying the kit for us to get a commission, okay? Because some people say, well, I don't want to sell a $4.99 kit because the company's going to give me a couple $100 in commission, and, that's not very fair for me just to take somebody's money. That's not why they're buying a CEO Mega Pack. They're buying the CEO Mega Pack because they want what you want. They want to change the financial life of their family. They want more abundance in their life. They want more time with their children. They want to do something meaningful, just like you did. So they're buying the CEO pack just for the same reason you did, because they want something more for their family. It's not about you. It's about them. So if you love Youngevity and you want to make your financial future here, wouldn't you want to offer the same opportunity to other people? Now, sometimes people think, well, other people really don't have the same problems I have. Other people really don't need, the business opportunity the way I do. It's just me. And that's not really very true. Because I will tell you, especially with guys, if you ask them, hey, how are you doing? They're going to say, good, fine, terrific, no problem. And the reality is they have lots of problems. Same problems you have. And most everybody you know has the same problems you have. Most of the people you know have financial problems, or they don't have the abundance in their life that they want. And a lot of people have either a parent, a spouse, a child, a loved one who's got some kind of health challenge. That's what it really is. Look at all the people with diabetes and weight issues and Alzheimer's and autoimmune disorders, you name it. It's all over the place. It's not just you and your family. It's basically everybody in their family. And you can look at the news all day long and they can tell you about how great the economy is, and maybe it is for people named Donald Trump, but it's not for everybody else. That's just not true. Most everybody else is suffering financially, and they don't know how to get out of the muck either. So one of the things that we need to do is create a culture where people want to be part of it. Because if I came to your business meeting, we're going to talk about holding meetings. Well, people are going, well, I'm not really sure about this. Yeah, we're going to talk about holding meetings. We're going to talk about talking to people you know and how to do it in a way that you feel good about it. We're going to talk about three-way calls. We're going to talk about one-on-one. We're going to talk about doing home meetings. We're going to talk about training, because we need to be doing this stuff if we're really serious about doing the business. You really can't have a sandwich shop and say, well, I don't want to ask people to buy sandwiches. I don't want to bother people in the community to see if they want a sandwich or not. I just want to have a sandwich shop, and, I don't want to put a sign or nothing. Maybe it's figure it out. No, the reality is if you owned a sandwich shop and you sunk a lot of money into it, you'd be all over every place you could saying, hey, come to my sandwich shop. We make the greatest sandwiches. We'll give you a discount. Come on in, get some free chips, whatever it was. You'd be talking of sandwiches. This is your business. We need to talk it up. And we need to do it in a way that the other person goes, there's something there for me. Now, one of the things I'm going to tell you is not everybody is going to join you in this business. That's true. I happen to love to play tennis. I love to play tennis. And if I went up to you and said, do you want to play tennis? And you said, no, I'm not really a tennis player. Then I went up to Susie and said, hey, Susie, you want to play tennis? Not really. I'm not really a tennis player. Then up to Mike. Said, Mike, do you want to play tennis? And Mike said, yeah, let's play tennis. Tennis is great. I'm not going to quit playing tennis because the first two people said, I'm not really into tennis. It doesn't make tennis good or bad because the first two people weren't into tennis. It just means they weren't into tennis. I then found Mike, and Mike and I are going to go play. Tennis is fantastic, and we might go get a third player and a fourth player and play some doubles. It doesn't matter if 20 other people said no to us. We'll get 2 other people to play doubles. We just got to find the people who like to play tennis. And we don't think tennis isn't good if the first 2 or 3 people we ask to want to play are not tennis players. If you came up to me and say, hey, Corey, would you like to go do yoga with me? You'd be like, no, I'd like pay not to go do yoga with you. But you ask my wife, she's like, yeah, I love yoga. So is yoga bad because I don't like it? No, it's just not my thing. So we have to start changing our mentality to what network marketing is and isn't and how people react to it. I will tell you that the first 5 to 8 people who asked me to join network marketing, I said no to. And kind of like an emphatic no, you're crazy no to. The 9th person I said yes to, and it wasn't because he was any better. It was because I was different. So don't worry about the person saying yes or no to you. It's part of being a professional network marketer. We want to give everybody the opportunity to say yes or no to us. I want you to put a different mental picture in your mind when you start thinking of your job. In the city we live in, there are all these fancy, schmancy art galleries. And they have paintings in them that I don't understand. I'm not smart enough to get the paintings. And my wife likes to go look at these paintings. And the guy in the art gallery, all he wants is people to go through the art gallery and look. First off, if I don't go in, you may not follow because no one wants to go into the empty art gallery, right? But there's lots of people looking at the art. Oh, well, there's an art gallery there. Let's go look. And the fact that I don't want that white dot on a black piece of paper doesn't mean that the next person won't. Because somebody eventually goes, oh, my God, that piece of art is beautiful. I need to have it. It's the process of having an art gallery. It's lots of people walking through it, many people saying don't even understand it or don't like it or don't care until the person comes by and says, this is $42,000. Can I get 6 of them for my entire house? And that happens. So it's about you being an art gallery and being open for business and showing what we have to other people. And some people will say, this is exactly what I was looking for today. A year ago, I wasn't so interested. Today, I am interested. And I know I haven't really talked exactly about what Mike wants to talk about, but I'm trying to set the mental stage for you to all the things we're going to talk about over the next couple weeks. So in your mind, if you're not a senior executive marketing director, let's make August the month we go do that. Right? Now, some people are worried about this question. The question they're worried about is, well, it's such a great business, how much money are you making? Right? I've been asked that question a bunch of times. It's easy to answer now. It wasn't easy to answer at the beginning. If you're brand new, it's the easiest question in the world to answer, right? It's like, hey, I just joined. I'm working with some of the most successful people in the company. They're training me. I'm loving it. I'm already starting to earn a commission. This is fantastic. You've got to get involved. That's easy. But what if you've been here 2 years or 3 years or 4 years in this industry and you aren't earning income yet? That's okay. You can say the following and be truthful and honest because we want to be truthful and honest. You say, listen, I've been in this industry for like 3 years. I love the products. And for the first 3 years, I was basically just a product-loving person. But now I got really interested in the business opportunity. I've seen how great it's been for some other people, and we're starting our own group that's really starting to get some legs underneath us, and the people are doing really well, and my business is really doing fantastic. That's how you describe why you've been there for a while and it hasn't been working for you, because literally you weren't doing it maybe the right way. So we need to understand why we're here. How much money do you want to make? How much time are you going to devote? Now, when we talk about the time you're going to devote, I want to be very specific with you on that. This conference call doesn't count. Going to your team meeting doesn't count. Listening to Dr. Wallach's books and tapes don't count. The hours I'm talking about now are in front of new people. Talking about the product, talking about the business, or following up on somebody about the products of the business, or working with one of your downline members about the products of the business, or going to a live opportunity meeting about the products of the business. Those are the hours I count. Think about it like I'm stretching before I work out. That's what the other hours are. I'm kind of getting my mind ready to do the real work, which is the game itself of network marketing. And you'll hear me use words like game a lot. It's not a game like we're gaming people. I equate it to like when I was in sports as a kid. I just loved so much competing and getting good and working hard and having a team around me and trying to get better and our team trying to win. It was so much fun. And that's how I wanted to feel like for you. I wanted to go back to like if you were a guy, like when you were on the football team in high school. It's like, well, we were 1-10, but we had the greatest time ever, and we had a lot of fun, and we were camaraderie, and every day we were getting better, and we were working on our plays. Same thing here. You're a member executing something, and you have a play to run, and you have teammates to throw it to, and we're going to have fun doing that. And we're going to get competitive. In fact, one of the things that I want you to do as a team is start getting competitive to rank advance. If you're not a rank at all, let's go become an SEMD as quick as we can. If you're an SEMD, let's get you 3 SEMDs and get you to become something called vice presidential. If you're vice presidential, we're going to move you up to presidential, the vice chairmanship, get your rings, get your cruises. Let's get all of it. Let's get competitive. And I don't mean competitive with the girl next to you or the guy next to you. I mean competitive with yourself. Let's go do this. If you join Youngevity to change your life, do it. It's like someone says, well, I'm going to go on a diet. I'm going to start tomorrow. But, I'm going to eat these peanuts and, some crackers and some cupcakes now. No. We're starting game day. We're starting training camp now. So if you're in Youngevity, you've been wanting to do something special in this business, don't wait till tomorrow to start. If you have not made a 24-hour game plan with your upline, you need to do it before the next call. In fact, you need to do it within the next 48 hours. And if you're an upline and you're a leader and there are people on this call that you know that you haven't made a game plan with, I want you to start the game planning process now, tonight, tomorrow, right away. And part of that is going to be make a list. We're going to start contacting some people and sharing this good news with people because we need to start building your business. Well, I don't want to bother other people. We're not bothering them, but offering them a business that you think can change your life for products that you know might change their lives. If they're your friends, they'll at least give you a listen. That's all we want, a listen. So in the upcoming weeks, we're going to talk next about how to do meetings, why we do meetings, and I'm going to tell you that the people in the meeting room are more important than the person doing the meeting. Because when I did the meeting last night, it was a small meeting, 40 people in San Diego. I can tell you that the people who are brand new were looking at the audience more than they were looking at me to see how the other people were reacting to the information. Well, he says this is a good business. Well, what do they think? They're like, oh, they're excited about it. They're pretty interested. Wow, this sounds like it might be a good business. They didn't think it was a good business because I told them it was. It was because 25 other people are going, oh, yeah, it is. When I asked how many people were getting cars and 10 people raised their hand, it was those 10 people raising their hand that made the business real. It wasn't me going, you could get a car. It was the 10 people who were getting cars. When I said you could go get a cruise, it wasn't me saying that like spokesman or a guy like, on a debate on Fox Channel News, it was the 10 people raising their hands going, yeah, we won the cruise. Because people want the car bonus, and people want the cruise, and people want the recognition. And me just telling them it's there doesn't mean it's real until other people are going, oh, yeah, I saw it with my own eyes. It's real. And by the way, on a side note here, if you want to make products real for people, it's not about the ingredient panel. If there's 100 people in the world, 98 are like me, 2 are like my wife. All I want to go to a meeting and see 3 or 4 people stand up and go, you know something, my mom had this blood sugar issue, and she took your product, and she is doing so much better. God bless you guys for having this product. Oh, my son was having attention issues in school, and he's taking your products, and he loves the taste of them, and every morning he runs to the cabinet and gets it, and he's getting better grades in school. My father used to use a cane to get around, and he had all kinds of stiffness, and now he's taking your product, and he's not using the cane, and he's walking around the block, and he feels much better. That makes your products real. It's not when I say how much glucose means in the product, or there's 90 essential nutrients versus the GNC that has 212. It's the people's results. We're putting people in front of results. Results that are business results, results that are product results. That's what makes it real to the people. Oh, my God, these are real products. Oh, my God, there's people earning cars and going on cruises and getting on magazines and getting in videos, and they're giving them freaking checks. And they have a plan and a strategy and a system to make it work. And they'll teach it to me. Because when you share that information with people, you're making it real to them. That's the first question they're asking, isn't it? Is this thing real? Now, the second question they're going to ask is, well, do I think I could do what they're doing? So we've got to make it uncomplicated. We can't make it really scientific because some of you are too smart, and because you're smart, you spout off a lot of science. And the people listening go, whoo, these people are really smart. This sounds like a lot of education for an extra business. I think I'll find something simpler. The reality is that when you first joined, you didn't know all of the information. You learned it along the way. So we've got to talk in terms of results and make things simpler for people. Somebody goes, hey, I could pop in a video. I could follow some PowerPoint. This monkey is just basically putting in a PowerPoint and playing a video. I could do that. And if the product work is good, because that's what they're saying in the audience, right? They're going, you know something? If all I have to do is pop in a video and play some PowerPoint, and the products are as good as these people say in the audience, and they keep sending me card checks, where do I sign up? And the last thing they want to know is, okay, I'm brand new. I think this thing is a real deal, and I bet you I could learn how to do it because I'm smart like that. But will you show me? And they're going to buy that we have a system. That's what you have to share with them. We have a system for teaching you this. And you start learning it week number 1. And we will do the heavy lifting for you at the beginning. And you're not going to be running around having to do presentations day 1. All you're going to be doing is asking people to take a look at information and sending them to us. I could do that. And, Mike, I think we're way long. I think I just went all in kind of crazy circles like the LA freeways.
You're spot on, Corey, as usual. And, what's really exciting is we've got some brand new folks on the line. We've got veterans on the line. But already in the short time that so many people, I'm seeing the 50 or 60 folks that have joined us tonight, already through Youngevity, the business opportunity, our products, our programs, people's health's already being changed, restored. Lives have already changed. Finances restored. Families coming together and becoming stronger. Quite a package all rolled up into that one simple decision on our part to take action and join us. And we are just so grateful for your leadership, Dr. Corey. We're really looking forward to the weeks to come. We will be repeating these on an ongoing basis. And, listen, folks, creating residual income like Dr. Corey spoke about, building financial freedom, perhaps even more fun than that meeting, working with other like-minded individuals, entrepreneurs, growing, developing personally, sharing those things with others. Just the beginning of what our Youngevity business offers. And what I do want to leave you with tonight, and Corey, you can close and take a minute or two if you'd like to close, but for some folks, it's happening more quickly than for others, and that's okay. But success is not for everyone an overnight journey. Really, it's a 2, 3, maybe even a 5-year plan. But here's the good thing. We have a do-over in our pocket every day. But if we treat this like the life-changing opportunity that it is, engage in that regular activity that Corey spoke about, we don't quit, it'll be hard to miss the mark or fail. There's living proof. This is a follow-the-leader business, and we could not have a more articulate and fantastic leader to follow than Dr. Corey. I put up on the screen right now, Leadership Summit. There's still time to register. If you've not set your calendar, made travel and hotel arrangements yet to join us in Charlotte, North Carolina, September 17, 18, and 19, please do. It's transformative, that experience, in so many ways, not just for your business, but for relationally, it's transformative. So we hope to see you there. Dr. Corey, would you like to close us with any closing thoughts tonight?
Sure. I'll keep it super quick. This business is a lot of fun, and I hope I brought that across a little bit because I tried to do so much in such a short period of time. This business is a lot of fun, and I will literally tell you that virtually every one of my best friends in the world are people that I met in this crazy business called network marketing, and they're people that I wouldn't want to have out of my life, period. They're that wonderful because this business finds the best people, because these are the people who say, listen, I want more for my family. I love my family. I want to do something that's meaningful. I want to be on a mission. I want to work with a great team, and I'm not the kind of person who's looking for a handout. I just want to have help in achieving something meaningful, and that's the kind of people we gather here. So like-minded people come here, and we enjoy each other's company, and we love helping people succeed. And I will tell you this, the best part of this business is I only make money when you succeed, if you're my team. If you don't succeed, they don't pay me anything. So I have a huge, huge, huge reason to make you successful, and you have a huge reason to help the people that you bring underneath them become successful, because when your people are earning income, you're earning income. And when they're not, you're not. So we want to make sure everybody's doing well. And over the next 4 or 5 weeks, we're going to talk on a lot of topics in a little bit more detail. Like, how do you do this three-way thing call, and why do we do it? How do we do a meeting, and why do we do it? And literally we're going to talk a lot about the things that professional networkers do and the things that they don't do. So for that, I want to thank you for listening in. I know it's a lot to saturate right away. And don't worry if you didn't get it all right away, because I'm not a good teacher. So, you're from other folks. It makes sense. Anyway, thank you so much for having me on the call, Mike.
Thanks, Corey. You're an awesome teacher. And in addition to my thanks, I'm going to leave the chat board open. We're going to stop recording. It is blowing up with appreciation for you, Dr. Corey, and for all that you've shared with us tonight. So we'll see you all next week, same time, same login protocols. Have a great night, everybody. God bless. Thanks again, Corey. We'll talk to you soon.